Now, Iran's President Hassan Rouhani says there is no chance of Iran renegotiating the nuclear deal with world powers, even if Donald Trump demands it. And the head of Iran's nuclear program has gone one step further. Ali Akbar Salehi says that if the deal is torn up, his country will resume its atomic activities on an even bigger scale than before. So let's get more on this from Dorsa Jabbari. She joins us live from Tehran. First of all, tell us more about the Iranian president's comments about the nuclear deal.
Well, the president has been speaking to the media this afternoon, saying that on the anniversary of the lifting of international sanctions in the country, this is not the time to be negative about this nuclear agreement. And even though the president-elect's comments are not what the Iranian officials want to hear, it does not necessarily mean that this deal is over and there's no hope for it. In contrast, the president here said that there is very much a deal in place. All sides are abiding by their agreement. The United States is not the only party involved in this nuclear agreement Iran signed with 6 different world powers in July of 2015. So regardless of what President-elect Trump thinks of this nuclear agreement, he really doesn't have the power to dismantle it. This was an agreement that was signed and endorsed by the United Nations.
And are there concerns about, well, how the Iranians might respond to continued threats around what could happen to this deal, because it's been a great deal of antagonism perhaps on the part of the incoming administration? They think the whole thing was one big mistake.
Well, speaking to Al Jazeera exclusively, the head of the country's nuclear program, Ali Akbar Salehi, said that it doesn't matter what the United States wants to do with this deal. If they think it's a bad deal, that means it's actually a good deal for Iran. And he specifically said that if Washington wants to strike a blow to the agreement, there is nothing for Iran to lose in the process, that it means that Iran has gained a lot from this agreement. Ali Akbar Salehi also stressed that Iran has many options in place. They're not that naive. They didn't think that beyond this agreement, that they have options in place in case the United States carries out on its threats of dismantling this deal. One of that is to resume its nuclear activities prior to this agreement, of course. And he also stressed that there is absolutely, and he was very specific and adamant about this point, there is absolutely no renegotiation of this nuclear agreement. It is done, it is finished. They spent years doing just that, negotiating, and now is not the time to actually even mention that that is an option at this stage.
Thanks very much, Dorsa Jabbari in Tehran. Much more ahead for you on the program.